Hi there. Real quick before we jump into the episode. If you enjoy this episode, or any of the other episodes, be sure to give us a follow or subscribe. It would also be great if you shared it with a friend, or better yet, left a review so others can know how awesome it is. Thanks so much. And now, the episode.
Hey there, Press Starters, and welcome to the Press Start Leadership Podcast, the podcast about game-changing leadership, teaching you how to get the most out of your product and development team and become the leader you were meant to be. Leadership coaching and training for the international game industry professional. Now, let me introduce you to your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Christopher Mifsud.
Hey there, Press Starters, and welcome back to another awesome edition of the Press Start Leadership Podcast. On this week's episode, we're discussing 6 tips to get the most out of one-on-one meetings. Make your one-on-ones awesome. 6 tips to get the most out of one-on-one meetings. One of my very first blog entries listed 3 important reasons to have one-on-one meetings with your employees. It was one of the first things I wrote because I believe so strongly in one-on-ones. They're crucial to the health of your team and your working relationships. Knowing how to do them well is even more crucial. Here are 6 tips on making your one-on-ones awesome. Number 1, have them regularly. Schedule regular one-on-one meetings even if they aren't needed. All of your direct reports should have them on their schedule regularly. That way, if you have to skip one, it won't be a problem. 2, lead with life. When you have a one-on-one meeting with an employee, the most important question, and the one you should lead with, is about life. Always start with, how are you doing? It's important to have your employees share, of course, and if that's the first question, you're less likely to skip over how they're actually doing and just focus on work. It shows you care because you should. 3, ask about projects and the work itself. After you talk about how they're doing, it's time to ask how work projects are going. Are they on track? Are there any issues? This helps you gauge progress, analyze any risk of losing employees, track potential issues with the team, and get a leg up on conflict resolution. Number 4, ask about the future. After checking in about life and current projects, set your sights to the future. Is there anything your employees want to see change? Another trajectory they want to be on? This shows interest in their growth and lets them know you'll allow them to grow. A winning combo for keeping employees happy and keeping them around. 5, give constructive feedback. In addition to checking in, one-on-ones are a great time to give constructive feedback in a timely fashion. Private meetings are also a good time for any uncomfortable conversations you need to have, or to discuss new opportunities on the horizon. And finally, 6, listen. Remember that a one-on-one is a two-way conversation. Yes, you're leading the meeting, but make sure you're paying attention to what your employee says and make room for them to ask their own questions. If you hit all 6 of these tips and practice them regularly, there's no doubt you'll have awesome one-on-ones on a regular basis. So get on out there and schedule some one-on-ones today. That's this week's episode of Press Start Leadership Podcast. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, thanks for being awesome. Give us a follow, a like, a share, and even a review if you feel like it. We'd really appreciate it. Cheers. If you haven't downloaded my free ebook, 5 Heroic Leadership Skills, click on the link in the description. Tune in next week for your next episode of Press Start Leadership Podcast. Thank you. Oh, hi. And the episode's over, but thanks for sticking around till the end. Be sure to check out more episodes in the playlist and new episodes every week on Monday. Follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. Don't forget to leave a review. Thanks again for being awesome.